guys, it's Miss Sam's again, and today I thought we would do a STEM lesson together. And this one, hopefully, most people should have these supplies at their house. Very simple. All you need are 3 sheets of printer paper, some kind of tape. This is painter's tape, it's all I had. And a stack of any kind of books or magazines that you might have at your house. Okay? All right, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to take these 3 sheets of paper and we're going to fold them into different shapes. So the first sheet, and you might have to have somebody help you with this because you have to hold paper and tape at the same time. So the first shape that we're going to make is a circle or a cylinder with this sheet of paper. So you're going to turn it short and fat, and you're going to roll the paper over so that it overlaps a little bit. Okay, try to match up the edges the best that you can. And then you're going to tape down the seam. Okay, as many pieces of tape as it takes. Right down where the 2 sheets overlap. Okay, you're going to do one more piece. Okay, so you can see I overlap the paper, and when I turn it on its side, it is a circle. So you can set that one off to the side, and we'll start the next one. And if you need to pause the video to catch up with me, you can do that. Okay, the next one that we're going to do is we're going to make a square out of this sheet of paper. This one's pretty easy too. So you're going to take and turn it short and fat, and you're going to fold it in half and make a crease. Okay, so it's going to look like this with one crease right down the middle. Then you're going to take each edge and fold it into that crease that you just made. Okay, so you're going to do it on this side, and then you're going to do the same thing with this side. Okay, so when I open it up, it has 3 creases, one down the middle, one on each side here. Okay, then we're going to take the 2 ends of the paper and we're going to match them up, and this is a little bit harder to do, but if you match them up, it's hard for me to tell if you're able to see what I'm doing here. Match the edges of the paper up, you can lay them flat and then put your tape on. Okay, like I said, this is easier with somebody holding the paper for you. Okay, then I'm just going to fold the tape over. Okay, so it's just like that. So put 4 or 5 pieces down the edge to make sure we have it really secure. Okay, let me put one more. All right, so you see where my tape is. I put the edges together, and now we have a square. We can set that one off to the side. And then we're going to do our last one, and this one's a little harder. We're going to fold this into the shape of a triangle. Okay, so we can't fold it right down the middle. So what we're going to have to do, and I know you guys have talked about thirds, 1/3 with Miss Harvey. You've been learning about fractions. So we're going to fold this paper into 3 pieces, okay? So you're going to pick, also, once again, it's short and fat, and you're going to fold one edge over, but you're not going to go to the end. You're going to leave about this much hanging over the side here, okay? And then put a crease in that. So it's not folded like a book. It's got all this extra hanging over. Okay, then you're going to open that up, and there should be a crease here, and you're going to take this side and fold it to that crease. Okay, just like this. So now we have extra hanging over on this side. And when you open it up, you should have 3 pieces, and they might not be equal, and that's okay. Okay, just get them as close as you can. Then we're gonna match the edges up just like we did with the square. And we're gonna tape down that edge, okay? With 4 or 5 pieces, you wanna make sure it's good and secure before we start doing the next part. So I got my tape along the edge, and when I look down the middle, it's a triangle, okay? All right, so we're done with our tape. And now we have 3 shapes here that we're gonna use for our STEM challenge. So my question to you is, which one of these shapes do you think will hold the most weight in these books, okay? Which one do you think will hold the most books when we start stacking them on top? So right now, before you go any further with this video, I want you to make a prediction on if you think the triangle, the circle, or the square will hold the most books, okay? I already know what the answer will be, so I'm not gonna make my prediction out loud, okay? Because I've already done this challenge. All right, so first shape that we're gonna start with is the triangle. So get your triangle and then get your stack of books, and we're gonna start stacking, and we're gonna count and see how many books the triangle will hold before it collapses, okay? So I'm just gonna lay one at a time. So we've got 1, 2, oh my. Well, mine collapsed with 2 books. That's not very many. Yours may hold more. It may hold less. I don't know. You'll have to just try it and see. So mine held 2. So I'm just going to write this down, that my triangle held 2 books. Okay? All right. Now we're going to move on to the square. Okay? So we've got our square here. It's all taped up the best that we could get it. Try this side. All right, and then I'm just gonna start stacking books. So we've got 1, 2, already it's doing better. 3, 4, oh my. 5, 6, woo! So 6 books before it collapsed. All right. So the square held 6 books. All right, next, let's try the circle. And let's see how many books our circle can hold. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, actually 12 books before the last one made it collapse. So my circle held 12 books. So we went from 2 on the triangle to 6 on the square, and we ended with 12 on the circle. So our conclusion is that the circle held the most books. So, does anyone know why that's the case? I want you to just look for a second at your 3 shapes. And I want you to tell me if you notice a difference in the three shapes. Okay, just take a moment and look at each of them and see if you can figure out why the circle might have held more. Okay. Does anybody notice that a circle has no points where two edges meet? So on a triangle, we have three very distinct sides and 3 points. On a square, we have 4 sides and 4 points. But on a circle, there are no points, okay? It's all a side, okay? So what happens is when the weight is piled up on top, the weight on the circle has no point that it can shift to, okay? On a square, the weight can shift to one of these points, just like on a triangle, it shifted to one of those points. But on a circle, it doesn't have that. So the weight is the same all the way around. So the piece of paper with the circle was holding the same amount of weight all around it, while on the square and the triangle, the weight was getting heavier on one side because it could shift to that edge, that corner, okay? So as you can see through some of these pictures that I'm showing you, some of these are from Washington, D.C., some of the different monuments, and I'm sure you've seen these on buildings. The columns on the front of the buildings that are holding that weight are the shape of a circle, okay? So there's the Lincoln Memorial has columns in the front. This next picture is the inside of the one of the museums. I can't remember exactly which one it was. It was I can't remember the name of it, but the Animal Museum. You can see the columns that are holding up the ceiling and stuff in there. There's also a picture in here of the columns on the inside of a restaurant. Okay, that was in Disney World. So you can see, you've probably never paid attention and noticed before, but now that we've done this STEM challenge, you can see the difference in a square, a triangle, and why columns are usually shaped like a circle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. Thank you for participating with me, and I'm sure we'll have more videos coming for you soon. Miss you guys. Hope you're having a good week.